And good morning and welcome to the morning show on this Thursday. So, oh, that's right, I'm Marshall Shore.
I was like, what are you doing? You just
You're like looking at me, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I should introduce myself. So I'm Marshall Shore.
He just assumes he's so famous at this point,
No, I
he
just
doesn't
forget.
have to introduce himself. Everybody knows Marshall Shore, the hip historian.
I did an event yesterday and I realized I got home, I had my name tag in my pocket.
Yeah.
So luckily at least some folks knew who I was because I was like, I guess it fell off somewhere and I couldn't find it.
Or you never put it on.
I didn't put it on,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, this is Marshall. I'm Melissa Farley. Hi.
And where are we?
The
fabulous
fabulous
Arizona
Arizona
Center.
Center.
And you know what else is fabulous?
What?
Word of the day.
It is not. It's tolerable at best.
Oh, some days it's good. Let's see, is it a lucky day? Is it like winning the lottery? Well, actually it kind of is. Carpaccio.
Ooh,
So
I
it
like
is a
carpaccio.
noun. So indeed, so thinly sliced raw meat or fish
First? What's a
served with
firsh?
a sauce, often used as a post-positive modifier. I don't even know.
hell is a post-positive
I don't know. But on a plate it can be good. That's all I know.
Post-positive.
His favorite dish at the restaurant is the beef carpaccio. So there you go.
Wren and Wolf has a really, really good beef carpaccio, by the way. If anyone is ever looking for a good dish for that. Wren and Wolf is the place to go.
Or some places do also that with like tuna or yellowtail, just a really thin slice
Which
with.
is what you'd have to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, it's
Yeah.
so good.
It's not for everybody. There's
It
quite
is
a few
not.
people who don't enjoy this. So
Right.
we actually had a chef make us a carpaccio on the show.
Yes, indeed we did. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this with our guest. Keep it right here.
And good morning. Welcome back to the morning show. I'm Marshall Shore.
And I'm Melissa Farley. We're here at the
Fabulous Arizona Center.
And we have a great guest here just ahead of Mother's Day to talk about parenting with us, Monique. What?
But also, it's right in the middle of National Nurse Week as well.
We didn't even talk about her being a nurse yet.
I didn't mean to
Come on,
lift the
Mr.
veil on that.
Pro-positive, giving it away.
Okay, I'll be quiet.
Hi, Monique. So,
Do you happen to be a nurse?
I happen to be a nurse.
Oh my gosh, how fortuitous, because we happen to be.
I just thought you were psychic, Marshall. Oh my goodness. All right. So you are
I'm a nurse.
a pediatric nurse.
I am.
And
I
kind
am.
of the parenting expert and an author. You have written a book called Parenting Like a Pro.
I have.
Yeah. So what can you tell us about your work and what brought this book to life?
Well, actually, so yes, I am a nurse by background, but I've been teaching parenting classes for the past 26 years. So I started as a peds nurse 30 years ago, and I had two male coworkers that were pregnant, and they said, we want to take your parenting classes. And I said, well, guys, they're in the middle of the week. And I said, well, they said, well, we still want to take them. And I said, they're 9 months long, every other week. And they said, well, what can we do? And I said, well, how about as a gift to you guys, I'll teach you at night, and we'll do some private classes for you and your wives. And they said, oh, that'd be great. So I don't know what they thought parenting classes were, honestly, but they got on. We did a Zoom class, and they got on, and they were like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing amount of information, and they were very intelligent men and pharmacists, And one of my colleagues, he says, you need to write a book. This is an amazing amount of stuff. You need to write a book. And I said, well, I hear that every year. You need to write a book, And he said, no, I'm gonna bug you until you write a book. So every week he said, did you write a book? And I thought he was joking, but
Yeah.
12 weeks went on, and he did this every time. Every time we sat down, did you write a book? And after, I think it was 13, maybe 14 weeks went on, because there's 23 chapters, that's 23 classes. I said, I wrote an outline, and then 2 months later, the book was written. So
Wow, that's fast.
yeah, it was really fast. And the feet on the front, those are his babies.
Oh, cool.
So it's kind of a full circle.
No, that's great.
Yeah, it was pretty special. So
So what is the book focus on exactly? Is it like all stages of parenting, or?
Well, so the book is actually the first year. It focuses on the first year, but then I have 3 bonus chapters at the back that will go all the way through really toddlerhood and maybe even further. So it's meant to be a parenting class in a book. So for parents who can't, like my colleagues, who can't make it during the day, or they may not be able to afford a parenting class because they're expensive, right? So that's what it was meant to be. So it's meant for maybe the first year and a half, but there is some information about pregnancy, although it's not really a pregnancy class in the book. It's really a parenting class, but I did touch on pregnancy and then postpartum, because I don't think you can have a parenting class without talking about that. Yeah. And I think that's important for moms and dads. This is a class for moms and dads, but it does talk about that as well. So
is this primarily for first-time parents?
It can be, but I've had a lot of parents that have come back to classes when they've had a second baby, or they say that they get out the notes for the second baby. So, and not all kids are the same. You know, I'm a mom of 2, and I'm telling you, raising one child is different when their temperaments are different than the other one. So I think it could be a benefit even if it's your second, third, fourth baby. It could be great for grandparents. It'd be good. I had a mom call me after she saw a segment that I did on another program, and she said, I have teenagers that babysit. I think this would be fantastic for them. And she said, I want to buy the book for them. So it really could be good for anyone who's around infants and children, I think.
Yeah, I was just going to say, this is like so outside of my wheelhouse, because I'm not a parent. I was an only child, never had to look after like siblings. I never babysat. Yeah. And so like now sometimes, you know, I'll be with a lot of my girlfriends have young kids now at this point, and they'll like be like, oh, I'm gonna go run this errand really quick, like hang out with my kid, and I'm like, I don't, like, there's so much I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Oh, see, no, I love that, because I'm like, woohoo, we get to sing songs and.
Well, that part's fine, but I'm like, there's just, I'm a worrier, you know, so I was like, I don't want to.
Well, and that's kind of why I wrote the book, so parents don't worry, because I think there's so much anxiety that goes along with having a child, whether it's your first, your second, and so this gives them that confidence. It gives them a little bit of guidance. And
now, having been doing this for almost 3 decades.
3 decades, I know.
Has parenting changed at all?
Yes and no. I mean, obviously, pediatrics changes almost on the daily, you know. I mean, there are so many things, sleep and starting solid foods, and there are always new recommendations from the American Academy of Pediatrics, so you really do have to be up on the newest and greatest, and there's always some new buzzword that's out, right? But raising a baby, you know, so much of it has not changed, right? Yeah. There's so much that I am recommending the same thing over and over and over and over again, you know, 30 years later. So it's hard to say, you know, yes and no, I guess, is what I would say to that.
Kind of the same question, but you've been doing this for so long. What are some of the most common things that you see parents most concerned about or wanting information about?
Sleep, for sure. Yeah. I mean, everybody.
Their own or the child?
Yes,
both?
And yes.
Well,
yeah.
that's exactly why I asked that question, because it's like, oh my gosh.
I mean, I think you're so sleep deprived at the beginning that, you know, you just want your baby to sleep. And then safe sleep. Everybody is so worried about safe sleep, right? So, and that's something that has changed over time. It used to be that we recommended putting your baby in their own room right from the beginning, and now American Academy is saying they want your baby to sleep in your own room, and there's some, you know, dispute over that. So, but everybody wants their baby to sleep and to sleep safely, and how soon will they fall asleep? And there are things you can do right from the day you bring them home to get them sleeping through the night safely. And then feeding is a really big thing. Everybody's worried about, are they getting enough to eat, whether it's breast or bottle, and then as soon as you get them, you know, past that point, then they're worried about starting solid foods and what foods can they have, and then food allergies. So feeding and sleep tend to be, in that first year, the biggest thing. And then as you start to progress, then it's learning play, and then it's, you know, social and emotional development, and development in general. Is my child doing what they should be? Not that you should ever compare, you know, children, but and then discipline as you get towards that 1 year mark, because that's when they start to show their personalities a little bit more. So
really, I never even thought about discipline at a 1 year.
Well, and it's not, you know, discipline sounds so severe, right? But I mean, discipline can be as much as, you know, saying to them, I hate to use the word no, but danger, or things, you know, other words like that, or ignoring a behavior, you know, using a distraction as a technique. That's discipline. Yeah. You know, so just setting limits and giving them some choices that are reasonable. So as you're getting closer to that 1 year, 1.5 year mark. So
what made you go from nursing to kind of focusing on these parenting classes?
So I still am a regular nurse in the daytime. No, so I did this on the side. So I still work a regular 60-hour a week job as a nurse in a different field. Okay. So I am a nurse educator in infusion as well. And then so I stayed in the field of pediatrics teaching. So I did that on the side for a nonprofit as well. Okay. So it was a passion, and I just felt like I really wanted to help new parents. Yeah. It was just something I felt like it was a calling, something I needed to do, and I loved it, and it wasn't work for me. Yeah. And so, and it wasn't until I had those colleagues that said to me, you have all this information, that it clicked, that you're right, I am not helping so many people that maybe do need it. There's such a small population that I'm helping, the ones who can get to class in the middle of a week and who do have the financial ability to do it, as opposed to buying a book and getting those resources and that help that really might need it as well. So I thought maybe I do have a bigger purpose, and I should maybe get this out there. And then I wrote the book, and I didn't realize, you have to tell people about the book. You don't just write a book, you actually have to tell people it's out there. So yeah.
But I think what's important about a book like this is that it's not just the flavor of the month. It's like, we're worried about this, and because that's what people are going to gravitate towards too, is because, I heard about this book, or I've seen this book. And so I think something that's more encompassing of your child's okay.
Right. Well, and that was the other reason too, is when I went, when they said write a book, I thought, you know what, there are so many parenting books out there, right? This is just going to be another parenting book. But so I went and I started Googling, and I went to bookstores, and I tried to see, is there a book that has feeding and sleeping and development and learning play and discipline and nature versus nurture and esteem, and like 23 lectures in it. Like, is there something out there that has this all in it that people can already buy? And there wasn't. So I thought, well, okay, maybe there is a need for it. So that was the other driving factor. And I thought, okay, then maybe people aren't having to go out and buy 16 books. You know, they can buy one book that
could help. Encompassing.
Yeah, that could help them.
Smart market research. That was a good way to go. Okay, so we've told people about the book. Let's tell people where they can get the book. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's on Amazon, which of course that's where most people go to get books. But Barnes & Noble has it, and really anywhere you think about buying a book, it's out there. So you can even go to the library and ask them to get a book, and
they may already have it.
They might, if somebody has already requested it. So anywhere that you go, you can request the book, and they can order it for you. It's even in different countries, believe it or not.
That's very cool.
Nice.
So Amazon isn't super generous to their authors, so if you can buy the book another place, it's always a great idea.
Or also go to the library, because
go to the library. But if that's the easiest option for you, and you are a parent that is in need, obviously do what you got to do. But I just think it's so great that you've put together such a comprehensive resource for parents.
You.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And is there, do you have a website or anything else?
Actually, I do. My husband and I put that together.
Yay.
It's parentinglikeapro.net.
Beautiful.
Oh, very cool.
So,
Okay.
yeah. And
Cool.
then I'm on Instagram and Facebook, but parentinglikeapro.net has all of my
Okay.
social.
Okay, very
Great.
cool.
That's
So
wonderful.
parentinglikeapro.net.
.net. Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being with us
Thank
today.
you for having
Yeah,
me.
thank you.
This was a lot of fun.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you.
for us too. Thanks.
Yes,
Thank
indeed.
you.
All right, so yeah, if you're a new parent or a parent who could just use a little bit of guidance, make sure you check out Parenting Like a Pro. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this with things to do, history, and our celebrations.
Indeed. And welcome back to the morning show. I'm Marshall Shore.
And I'm Melissa Farley. We're here at the
Fabulous Arizona Center. Well, yeah. Well, because we just talked about babies and learning and playing and.
That gets you excited, huh?
Well, I mean, as a librarian, I used to do lots of kids
Oh,
programs and things like that. So, because it was all about that learning and playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like I didn't have a whole lot to contribute there. I'm like,
Well, I mean, and that's why I was like looking more at my just library background, and so it was kind of more of that because I'm like have no kids. And
yeah. But I totally can get how, especially if you're a first-time parent, like having kind of like a Bible to help you walk
Well,
through.
yeah, because I mean, it's
Yeah.
like I mean, even when you go to the library, there's a whole slew of books.
Oh yeah.
That have been well chosen, but then there's always that flavor of the month and like,
Yeah.
here's what you should focus on, or always the Dr. Spock type things, and
Oh,
so.
Dr. Spock. Yeah.
So good or bad, if you like him or not, but there you go.
Yeah. No, that definitely seems like a good option though if you are a parent looking for a pretty thorough resource. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm currently not looking for parenting advice, but I am looking for a little bit of history. Can you help me
I
out?
got you covered.
Oh, good.
All right, so you're driving from the valley, heading to LA.
Okay.
You're going, you then hit the town of Buckeye.
Oh boy.
And then you're in Buckeye for quite a while. And so basically in 1929, the town of Buckeye was incorporated.
Oh, okay.
Now before that, it was originally called Sydney, but the name was changed to Buckeye because so many of the early folks there were from Ohio.
That makes sense.
And
Got
so,
it. Okay.
and if you ever go to downtown Buckeye, there is the Hobo Joe statue that was a whole restaurant chain here.
Yeah.
And that's the last vestige that I know of around Arizona
Oh,
for
okay.
that. As well as they have a great little museum that was a lot of fun.
I have not spent a whole lot of time in Buckeye.
It's kind of a cute little place.
Yeah.
And so it's just been interesting to see the museum now growing and kind of being really cool and not just, So yeah, so I mean,
Well,
it was,
there you go, Buckeye.
Yeah, so
Way to
yeah,
level
no, I
up.
mean, it was. I thought it was a fascinating museum to just kind of hang out and learn some of the history of Buckeye,
Yeah.
agricultural town, now growing and growing and growing.
Very
And
cool.
So indeed. And so let's then talk about some things we can celebrate. All right, so today is World Red Cross Day.
Oh, Red Cross Day.
Red
Okay.
Cross, not just Cross Day, but Red Cross. And basically it stems from kind of their founder's birthday, who was Henry Dunnett, and he won the first, he was the first recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize,
Oh, I didn't
which
know
I
that.
didn't realize.
Yeah, I
it
didn't
grew
know
out
that.
of really that World War I and just needing to provide assistance during conflicts and disasters. So happy Red Cross Day.
Yeah, why don't you go make a donation today to Red Cross and help support their cause?
Indeed. And then, we were just talking about Oatman and a particular day today because it's Donkey Day.
Donkey Day.
Donkey Day.
What a great day.
And donkeys are the same thing as burros.
Yes.
And so if you make your way to Oatman, you can feed the burros.
You sure can.
They say they're wild, but they're really not.
No, but they can be aggressive.
They can be aggressive.
Just be
and
mindful.
if you would, and it's not just rumor, but if you would like your very own burro,
you can bring one home.
you can bring it home as long, as long as you can transport it.
That's right.
And so now they used to suggest carrots. They no longer suggest carrots. They are now anti-carrot because they become addicted to that sugar.
Yeah, they've got food there that you can buy.
They have the little pellets, and so that's much healthier for the donkeys or the burros. But it's also just a great way to get out and see Arizona. And last time I went, it was very funny because there was a burro that decided to just kind of like walk across the road and stop. And so we were kind of like, we had nothing to pay the toll with. So how do we get by the burro?
Well, I thought it was funny when we went there, it was like kind of not a high tourist day, and so we go into I think it was like the saloon or the bar or something like that, and there were donkeys in there, and the owner's like, "Get out!" Yelling at the donkeys, and then we walk in, and they're like, "Oh, okay," because that's kind of part of the experience,
Right.
So then the donkey got to stay. I was like, "You're welcome."
So he wasn't yelling at you?
No, he was yelling at the burros. But then, Pat and I walked in, and he was like, "Oh, they probably want to see the donkey inside." Got it. So.
And so it's also a day that you celebrate a lot.
What?
No Sock Day.
Oh yeah, I don't wear socks very often. That's correct.
So indeed, so it's a day to go barefoot. Join the sock free for a day. If you do wear socks, feel maybe some of that grass or even astroturf between your toes.
Astroturf.
So, but you could even, I wouldn't suggest a sock hop because it includes socks. And today is
You can hop.
You can hop.
You can sockless hop.
You can, no sock hop. Just jump around in your bare feet. And it is also Give Someone a Cupcake Day.
Ooh, I'm waiting. Where's my cupcake?
It's right there on screen.
That is not one I can eat, Marshall.
It is not. So kind of like Taco Tuesday where we never have tacos.
It's Cupcake Day without cupcakes.
Indeed.
At least you're consistent.
So, exactly. All right. So let's talk about some going-ons around town.
So it is a grand opening for a place that I don't know how to say, so I'm going to give you options. It could either be VJuve, VJuvie, VJUV. I don't know, but it's the place, and they are having their downtown Phoenix grand opening at 6 p.m. It's going to be a beautiful event and evening filled with drinks, delicious snacks, some exclusive promotions that you won't want to miss. You can bring some friends and take advantage of the opportunity to connect, indulge, and explore these offers, and they cannot wait to see you there. So it's from 6 to 9 p.m., and it is a totally free event. So
Woohoo! I like free.
See, the thing, though, about this is, Dylan, I'm giving you live feedback. Is this a bar? Is this a spa? Like, I think rejuvenate when I see VJuve. Like, what are we going to? Maybe that's part of the fun, is you don't know.
Maybe it's a little bit of everything. Maybe it's like you get like vodka, coca, or
I like where you were going with that. Continue.
Well, it's like cucumber water and vodka, so it's kind of refreshing but boozy. And
okay, all right. Well, if somebody goes to that, let us know what it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's happening. That's happening tonight. Grand opening there. We've also got Candlelight Concerts, magical movie soundtracks. That is happening at the Crescent Ballroom in Phoenix at 9 p.m. So this is basically all music by candlelight. It's a live multi-sensory musical experience. You can get your tickets. They're going to be doing like really famous and well-known movie soundtrack tunes. And doors will be opening at 8:30 p.m. Tickets are $40 plus, and again, that's at Crescent Ballroom at 9 p.m. tonight.
Fun.
This one, it sounds like something I would really enjoy. Don't think my mother would like it yet again, but I might be able to talk her into it. This sounds like a good time. It's the Mother's Day Plant Bar at Plant Therapy in Gilbert at 6:30 p.m. Nope, it's in Gilbert. She won't make that drive.
I was going to say, it doesn't sound like something your mom would drive next door for.
It would have to be Glendale, so I could convince her if it was in Glendale. But this is just a really nice, feel-good Mother's Day plant workshop where you're crafting more than just teacup arrangements. You're creating a moment that you can remember forever with your mom. It is led by Amanda Flores of Plant Therapy Boutique, and you'll learn about the healing power of plants while designing your own unique piece of living art. They will provide everything you need, cute plant accessories. Each guest will also bring home a curated swag bag. It's a slag. Swag bag full of plant-loving goodies. And again, it's from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Plant Therapy in Gilbert, and it's about $44, but that includes all of the materials and, of course, the guided lessons. So
and your swag bag.
And your slag bag, yeah. We've got an intro to crochet workshop happening at the Sunshine Craft Co. at 6 p.m. This is always kind of a fun thing that I consider doing at any point in my life. I just don't think I have the patience for it. But it's going to be a fun, crafty adventure. It can seem a bit daunting at first, which it certainly does to me. But they are here to help you kind of get through the loops and knots and help you with a lot of patience, a whole lot of practice, and then just a sprinkle of determination. You'll find yourself sort of mastering the hook and yarn like a pro.
Just a sprinkle?
Just a sprinkle, yeah.
I think it takes more than just a sprinkle.
Well, this is your first step to learning some of the foundations of this really traditional fiber art practice. They'll be kind of going over the chain stitch and the single crochet with your crochet hook tool. And if you do master that, then you're able to move on, and they'll start showing you the double crochet stitch. So it's kind of a progressive thing, everybody at their own pace and speed and level. So Marshall and I would still be stuck at like the chain stitch, right. 2 years later.
Right, because it's like, it's just so repetitive. And then your mind gets lost and suddenly
I know.
Your knit one, purl two is not what it should be.
Not what it should be, no. But if this sounds like your jam, it's from 6 to 7:30 p.m. and it's $45 right at the Sunshine Craft Co. Isn't that a fun name, Sunshine Craft?
Indeed.
And last but not least, we've got Puppetry 101 happening at the Great Arizona Puppet Theater in Phoenix this afternoon at 2 p.m. So this is for people who are indeed interested in mastering puppetry. Participants get a brief overview of the different styles of puppetry, including some visual demonstrations, and you get hands-on experience. This week's focus is going to be on rod puppets, so that's a very specific thing. It's 2 to 4 p.m. and it's free for your very first session if you want to come on, drop by and check it out. If you're returning for, your second, third, whatever class, it's $25 for the whole thing. So.
Wow, and next we're doing shadow puppets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks good.
Well, that'll be a good time, yeah. So that is our show this Thursday. Since Marshall has left us cupcake-less and nothing to eat, gotta go.
You didn't bring cupcakes for me either, so
I didn't know it was cupcake day. No, it's okay. But we've.
I think there might be some soda in the fridge.
Oh, stop! Stop it! Stop! That was a fun episode. If you didn't watch that episode, you can check us out drinking all sorts of different beverages for Beverage Day.
And some were good.
Some were good. Some were not good.
Yeah.
Most were actually pretty okay, so that was surprising. But we would love to hear from you. We are all about local love and making the show focused so much about you. So if you have events, things to do coming up, anniversaries, celebrations, a grand opening, anything like that, you can shoot us an email at hello@onthemorningshow.com or on Instagram @onthemorningshow. We just really, it makes our day to hear from you. So please do reach out.
Indeed it does.
Let us know how we can support you and shout you out.
If you have an event that you're going to or that you want to help promote, let us know.
Totally, yes. So we will be back with you for a fabulous Friday.
Indeed. Full of guests, fun, shenanigans. I was going to see if there were other F words I could think of, but I gave up because
you got too bumfuzzled to come up with an F word.
But that's a B word, so.
I know, but it's one of my favorites.
It is indeed.
All right. Well, have a great rest of your Thursday, and we'll be with you Friday morning.